Hey everybody, welcome to my channel, Firefly Tarot. Today we're going to be doing a special pick card reading with featuring my Funko Pops here. Sorry if it disturbs you that they're out of the box. So these are the only ones that I have in my home, and they were just sitting on my shelf, and I got inspired to do something like this because they're all kind of superheroes. So I don't know what's going to come up in this reading, but I thought it'd be fun and interesting just to see what your special abilities, your skills, powers, whatever you want to call them. I have no idea what's going to come up, so I'm really interested to see what does come through in the cards. So this is a general reading, and it might not resonate exactly. And we have the three groups here. And try to, as you know, as usual, just go with whatever feels right, not which character you know, or whichever one feels right. Okay, so we have the three groups, and group number 1 is the gold Doctor Strange. Group number 2 is Guillotine. And group number 3, this is Buzz Lightyear, but his character here is Mrs. Nesbit. It's group number 3. Okay, so just take a moment, take that breath, and go with whatever feels right. This is like that open reading. We're going to be looking into anything in regards to your special abilities, asking Spirit for guidance there. Take as much time as you need, and the timestamps are going to be in the description box and in the comments. And just in case if you're wondering, they have tack underneath their feet. That's how they're staying up, because otherwise they fall right down. So whenever you're ready, I will see you at your reading. Hey everyone, this is the reading for those of you who chose group number 1, which is the gold chrome Doctor Strange. So let's get right into the reading. Spirit, this is for group 1. Please provide us with clear, guided messages for group 1 and their special abilities or powers. Really curious to see what kind of stuff comes up. I've never done a reading like this before. He's just gonna stand there with his head bobbling the whole time, so. The other two don't bobble. All right. Okay, so Spirit, for group 1, what can you tell us about their special abilities, their powers, and gifts? For group 1, what are their special abilities, Spirit? For group 1, please. Special abilities, gifts, powers, anything like that. Group 1. So as a start, we have, we have the Judgment card and we have the Ace of Wands. This is pretty intense, actually, because it shows first, what I noticed first was the Ace of Wands. So you are an incredibly creative person, and you're able to, you have that ability to kind of create that burst of energy out of nothing, right? So as you can see from the image here, it's like this hand is coming from the divine and just creating life, right? So, but what makes it even more powerful is this pairing of the Judgment card. So the Judgment card is, whenever it does show up, it's usually a very powerful card because it has to do with rebirth, right? And absolution. And I definitely get a very holy sense, well, divine sense from this card. So we'll keep going, but this is actually a pretty powerful card. So I'm sensing already a lot of spiritual wisdom, and this could be either creativity or something with knowledge and truth, right? So let's keep going. But that's an interesting start. Very powerful start there. Especially with that, it's the major arcana and like towards the end of the major arcana. Spirit, what else for group 1? What are their special abilities, powers, or gifts? Group 1, please. What are their special gifts, abilities, or powers? Okay, so we have the six. Yeah, this is really cool. We have the 6 of Cups, and from this is like a childhood friend kind of a vibe. What I'm getting from that is that you're a very, very old soul. So this was a lot of deep spiritual knowledge, wisdom, creation, and now we have a very, very old soul. So I'm getting that you're very connected to the divine, right? That you receive a lot of messages and truth and knowledge. Literally, it feels like from the skies here. So yes, you've been around for a long time. So for those of you in this group, you probably have heard the phrase like, you know, you seem like an old soul, or like you seem very mature for your age, something like that, right? So this is you are also a person who is very giving, very generous, very compassionate towards others, always wanting to extend your helping hand to others, seeing other people through a compassionate lens, the way that you would when you're looking at children, but it doesn't matter who you're looking at, right? There's a very elevated thinking here. It's like the ability to see above the regular perspectives that other people tend to look at, which is like on ground level. You're like up here where you can see things from a higher perspective. Whoa. There's a lot with just these cards here. There's so much information already. There's so what I'm sensing from both of these here is the ability to like materialize these new ideas out of nowhere, and that ideas that really change people's minds and influence them. And with the Judgment card, I'm seeing like there's a lot of cleansing there. So these ideas and these this compassion is sort of like what cleanses other people and makes them feel renewed. Whoa. That is quite a start. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's keep going. It's awesome. Spirit, what else for group 1 and their special abilities, their powers, and gifts? So we also have the Queen of Wands, and we have the Fool card. Okay, so with the Queen of Wands there, we have more fire. You're very, very energetic, very fiery, passionate, a lot of energy to you, a lot of vibrance to you. You're not one of those people that are either sitting there quietly the whole time. I don't want to say the word loud, but like you're very enthusiastic, very powerful with your words, the way that you speak and project yourself. And because of that, you tend to be very magnetic. People notice you. You're magnetic in your energy. There's a lot of chemistry to you just in yourself, just all that energy and that some of you, it's like very bubbly. Others of you, it's not as bubbly, but like just this ability to attract other people's attention. That's pretty cool. So it's like the life of the party, you know. Some of you might be very funny and just like always being able to make people laugh. So that's pretty cool. Again, more abundance here. And you have, I'm definitely noticing a lot of the gold. There's like this theme of gold. Like, so here we have the trumpet. Here we have the gold cups in the background. Here's the robes here are gold, the sunflower. And then we have that again with the Fool. So just like so much energy, vibrance, brilliance. Like this is really cool. So it's like so eye-catching and so energy-catching, if that's even a word. So here, like, so with the Fool, again, what I'm getting from this, the Fool is a card of new beginnings. And what I'm getting from that is, again, with the ideas here, the ability to come up with new ideas, to sort of instill these new ideas into people's minds. And in that ways, that's how you're influencing them. The ability to take that initiative and really act on your own, completely independent of other people and what they think, right? So it's kind of like you're living on your own independent journey, and you're so confident about that. You're so confident about your skills and your knowledge that you pretty much, I feel like, is because of this, because you're so connected to the divine. There's a lot of innocence about you. Oh my goodness. Which kind of reminds me of this as well. So there's a lot of innocence to you in terms of purity, right? So you have pure intentions, purity of your heart, your intentions towards other people and wanting to help them, even wanting to save them. You have a really strong connection to animals here. They have a dog, and that might be a thing for you, right? You have such a strong connection to certain animals, specific animals, might actually be dogs for a lot of you, where you have that special communication, right? Which is very common with people who are connected to the divine, because animals have that, right? They are connected to the divine as well. They're just very pure. Let's see what else. Yes, so I'm definitely getting a lot of fearlessness. Geez, you guys are like really intense. I'm getting a lot of fearlessness from here. See, like, so this character here is just like right at the edge of the cliff and not even caring, and can basically fly, right? Not that you can literally fly. I don't know, maybe in dreams. But yeah, so a lot of fearlessness, a lot of confidence in yourself. You have taken risks in your life that were successful. There's more wisdom in this card. So it's wisdom and vibrance. What else? And again, the purity. So there's a lot. There's so much spoken in just a few cards. This is really, really strong energy here. Okay, let's see what else. Spirit for group 1. What else can you tell us about their special abilities, powers, and gifts, please, Spirit? We also have the, oh, look at that. We have the King of Wands. That's interesting. You have the Queen and the King so far. And then you have the Two of Pentacles. So with the Two of Pentacles, well, let me actually start over here first. So I did mention with the Queen of Wands, very magnetic. It's also very attractive. Could be that feminine energy there. Could also be very sexual. With the feminine part at least, but then you have both. Okay, so this is really amazing to me because you have the counterpart within you. So this is actually really, like, this is extremely powerful because the Queen of Wands already was powerful and fiery, but now you have both. So not only does that speak of double power and passion and fire, but you have that perfect balance, that duality of that masculine and feminine. I'm not sure if some of you, maybe a lot of you here are fire signs, because this is a lot of fire. You also have the Ace of Wands. Let's not forget that. So with the masculine aspect, you are a leader. You are an entrepreneur, or you can be, or you want to be. You do have such a good head on your shoulders that you're able to lead that team, and you're the one who's delegating all the tasks to other people because you have that mind about you, and it's successful when you do. So if you're watching this and you didn't know that about yourself, you know, maybe explore that a little bit, because there's a lot of potential here for that. Like, yeah, that it could be, you know, like when I say entrepreneur, yeah, it could be like a leader of any kind, or starting your own kind of a project, getting people on a team where you can be the one to see out these visions that you have. So you have a lot of your own brilliant ideas over here. Excuse me. And then what else? So the King of Wands, yes, I'm definitely getting a lot of intelligence, brilliance even for some of you. This is really, just so much confidence, you know. For some of you, I'm getting that phrase like having I think it's like a silver tongue or something like that, where it's just like really sharp with the words and the truth. Okay, so then again, like I said, there's a balance here. Very well-rounded, well-balanced kind of a person. I feel like a lot of you, it might be a little much for people. There's a lot, since there's a lot of fire here, that might be intimidating to some people, and you might even come off as a little scary sometimes. Not really in a frightening way. It's more that it's just intense, right? So a lot of intensity to you. That's funny. And then so the Two of Pentacles here. So I'm going to say that you've been very successful at juggling things and handling a lot at once. A lot of projects, a lot of projects and a lot of ideas all at once. And I'm getting from this, because it's Pentacles as well, I'm getting that you tend to juggle caring for a lot of people at the same time. One of the little disadvantages to that is that perhaps for some of you, you actually, the one person you tend to forget to take care of is you, because you're just so concerned about everyone else. Remember, I mentioned that here, so that's directly connecting with that. Okay, what else? All right, so Spirit, what else for group 1 and their special abilities and gifts? What else for group 1, please? Okay. Okay, you have yet another Wands card, but before that we also have the Queen of Pentacles. Now this one is a little bit more 3D world focused. So I mentioned over here finances, now it's connecting to that. So the Queen of Pentacles, the Pentacle suit is one, you know, the practical worldly kind of needs, and of course the money aspect, wealth. So with this Queen of Pentacles, it just keeps confirming over here. You take care of everyone, especially financially. You're the one that people come to help them out in a pinch, and you're maybe not even just that, but you take care of people's needs. You know, you're very considerate in that way. Like, okay, like, what do you need? Are you hungry? Are you thirsty? Like, are you sick? Let me take care of you, kind of a feeling. Then the Knight of Wands, again, more fire there, which is really this. You keep upping the fire, right? It's like you keep turning up the dial to the fiery energy here. With the Knight of Wands, that one is a little bit less mature because it's the, you know, the earlier court cards here. So this one is showing a little bit of your impulsive side. So this one might be where sometimes you tend to feel a little bit not in control. So there's just so much fire here, so much intensity here, that there are going to be times, there have been times, or there will be times where you don't feel 100% in control of it, right? So fire is great in many ways, but then when it becomes like this raging thing, it can be very destructive. So that might be something just to keep in mind. I know this was about your abilities, but this also came up, so I wanted to tell you about that. But that being said, the Knight of Wands here and everything here, the Ace, the Queen, the King, the Knight, all of that fiery energy. So it's basically more creation, more ideas, more enthusiasm, more just, you know, just a life force. You're a force in people's lives. You're a force in the world. Man, the spiritual realm too, I'm sensing. Anything else, Spirit, for group 1? Anything else for group 1 and their special abilities? Another Wands card. You're killing me. So we have the Two of Wands, and oh, that's beautiful. We have the Lovers card. So that's, I'm going to put that right on, you can't see it, but I'm going to put it right on top of the Queen and King. All right, so with the Two of Wands. So yes, that is it's part of that fiery energy, but now things slow down just a little bit. So the Two of Wands, you have this innate ability, I feel like it's innate anyway, that you really developed over time to look into the future and plan very carefully. Again, with the King of Wands, having such a good head on your shoulders with that, and being able to really, to really create a reality from the visions, right? So this card is really about that as well. So I'm sensing a very strong presence that's able to look into the future, look at all of the visions that you have, and to be able to create life from them, to execute all of those plans, which is not something that everyone can do, because everyone can dream, but not everyone can create, right? More wisdom here, definitely more wisdom, a lot more abundance here. Creation, like I'm drawn to the in the background, like all of that, all of the trees and the plants and everything. There's also water there. So more connection to the divine here. So much abundance and life. What else? Yes, looking out into the future and being able to, again, another thing with the, it showed up over here, perspective, having a vantage point, looking, having an elevated perspective than most people. And therefore, because of that, you're able to impact a lot more people than if you were just like on ground level. So this is really elevated perception. Oh my gosh, like this is really, whew. So if this is not resonating with how you feel in the present, just think of this is your potential. Some of you might know 100% what I'm talking about, and that's great. So if it's not, if you don't feel like this is you, maybe, you know, look into it and then just like look deep within yourself and be like, man, like maybe I can just take one step towards that. Anyway, so we have the Lovers. So again, we have duality. Okay, so we had that perfect balance here, the masculine and the feminine. And so now with the Lovers card, the Lovers card is this divine union. So more divinity here. See, there's a, look, the angel, okay? That's really amazing. And the sun again. So much connection to the divine. You guys are very divinely guided and communicate with the divine, or you can, and maybe you just haven't tried it yet. So in line with this, having this within your special abilities, it also means that you have a very powerful soul connection out there as well. If you haven't already met them, they're out there, right? Because this is very telling of that, not to mention this here. People who have that perfect, well, you know, they have that balance within them, the masculine and feminine, they're well-rounded, they care for others. You do have a very strong soulmate out there as well, if not a twin flame. Okay, so that's pretty amazing. More fire, look, more fire there. More abundance here with the green. What I'm getting from this one, it was kind of talking about like some of the shadowy aspects where in this card, what I'm getting from here is that you do have that side of you that gets tempted easily. Maybe you've struggled with some issues in the past with, could have been negative cycles, could have been addictions to things, or just like obsessive ways of thinking, perhaps. So that's on the darker side of you. But for the most part, there's just so much light, so much abundance, wisdom, okay? More divine guidance. I just feel like you've existed for so long. You've existed for so long, and everybody knows it, you know? Meaning it's so obvious when you speak, okay? Spirit, can you clarify the Judgment card, please? What can you tell us about the Judgment card? Judgment card. What can you tell us about the Judgment card? Okay. Oh my, look at that. I know exactly what this is. The Six of Swords. You've had so many past lives before. That is what that is. You've had a divine or holy or very, very spiritually wise past lives with this. Because the Six of Swords has to do with moving on. The Judgment has to do with rebirth. Isn't that, oh my gosh, I didn't expect that at all. This is amazing. You've been through quite a lot, and you probably remember some of it. Maybe you've had dreams or feelings, flashbacks, whatever, you know. It'd be really cool if you did a past life regression meditation, which they have. They have those on, you know, on YouTube. So, wow. Very, very interesting. Let me get the second deck for you just in case there's any, like, duplicates. Hold on. Actually, I didn't clarify the Fool. Let me do that next. I'm very curious about the Fool. Spirit, can you please clarify the Fool? Why is the Fool here? What can you tell us about the Fool? Okay. This here. So we have the Page of Cups and we have the Eight of Pentacles. So yes, the Fool is an indication of a new beginning. The Page of Cups is the same thing. So you have that spark about you. You have that spontaneity about you. Because the Page of Cups, they speak of it when they describe it. Look at the little fish just kind of popping up out of the cup. So you're a very spontaneous and fun-loving and free person, like in that way. You have a lot of, there's a lot of emotion from you. I'm not sure if it always is visible to other people. It might be just kind of, I'm not like, because for some of you, this is definitely not all of you. A small number of you, I am getting that you're the type of person that it looks like you have a straight face. It looks like that you're not as expressive, but it's very much there. With the Eight of Pentacles here, so clarifying the Fool. So every time that you entered into this new life, or any time in this life that you enter into a new chapter, you work twice as hard. You never, ever, ever give up. This is so cool. Like, you're so determined. And very skilled, I might add. So you have this ability. This is really, like, wow. You have this ability to work on a particular task. And remember the obsessive part I did mention over here? That is where this is to your advantage, because you become a master at that thing. So, and by the way, there might be something that for some of you, you've already been working on. So that won't resonate for everyone, but if you have already been working on a particular task or goal, you're such an expert at it at this point because you put so much hard work into it. This is so cool. And let me see if I'm going to clarify anything else. Let's clarify the Lover's card. Spirit, what can you tell us about the Lover's card, please? Okay. For those of you who have already met your soulmate or twin flame, they must be quite a catch. Because what I'm sensing is that, and if you haven't, this still goes, it's still the same thing. They are a direct mirror of you, so they're just as fiery and hardworking and influential as you are. Clarifying the Lovers, we have the World. So this is ultimate completion, happiness, the end of that cycle. It's the card right after the Judgment card. This is the last card of the Major Arcana, more power there. So it's just kind of confirming what we said before about having that masculine, feminine balance. So there's a lot of balance here. Okay, definitely more spiritual influence here. I think for some of you, you have wanted to save the world. Like, and I wouldn't even doubt your abilities either, because with a mind like this, with a spirit like this is powerful stuff. So it's kind of like if anybody could do it, you could do it. Just to literally save the world. Like, just so innovative, right? Some of you might be creators, or you could definitely be an inventor with a mind like this. That's something that really influences the world. Or maybe like some of you might want to be active on social media, or something specifically, something that influences a lot of people. So yes, you might try one at a time, but this is just like, whew, this energy is so immensely powerful that it would be a waste to not broadcast it out there, to not put it out there, you know. Spirit, anything else for group 1 and their special gifts and abilities? And we have the Ace of Cups. So we had the Ace of Wands before. So the Ace of Cups is it's a very loving card. It just what I said before, you know, you just have such a pure, clean heart that wants to save people, that wants to help people, that feels very connected to other people because of love. So we'll put that up here, and then let's see. I'll probably just get a couple more. Spirit, maybe we can clarify one of these here. Spirit, can you clarify the Two of Wands, please? You have another ace. Oh my God. You have the Ace of Swords. So this is passion and creativity, love and compassion. And now we have truth and clarity. 3 aces. Imagine. Wow. So I said before the thing about planning and thinking for the future. When you do that, you're going to be able to spread all of this truth, knowledge, and clarity to people. I don't know how you're going to do this, but I really sense that you're going to be able to do this. This is awesome. No wonder you influence a lot of people. Because what better way to influence people through love and through truth, right? And you're doing it passionately. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. Amazing. And finally, we have the Emperor card. A lot of you could, many of you might be an Aries. That's the Emperor's the Aries. Let's see what else. Any fire sign really is definitely what I'm getting from here. Most of you I feel might end up being fire signs. So with the Emperor, it's pretty much the same thing. Very structured, decisive, powerful. Could be, there's like a lot of authority here, a lot of paternal energies here. Strict, direct, straight to the point kind of an energy. There's the Ram here. So another, like if I could say another one of the sort of darker aspects is you're very determined, dogged, and very persistent, but it might also sometimes be, one of the downfalls in your past or now might be just like very stubborn and very hard-headed, right? But I mean, it does look like you use it to your advantage. Any final cards, Spirit? Any final messages for group 1 and their special abilities? Oh, well, would you look at that? You have the Emperor and then you have the Empress. Another sign of duality in that power couple. This is really amazing. So much abundance there. There's more fertility here. I feel like a lot of you are meant to be helping children, actually. There's just so much compassion here, yeah. And with these two, this power couple here, I think it just is pretty much the same with this, just like that nurturing energy to you, that having such a big heart. This is so cool. Like I really didn't know what to expect, but I'm really glad that I did this. I didn't expect this at all. So these are some, I forget the name of it. It's over here. What does it say? I forgot. This is an oracle deck here. I think it's the Goddess Oracle deck, something like that. Sorry. I'll have to check later on, but let's shuffle first. It's on my bookshelf. So I feel called to use these, and it just has like a word on it. So hopefully just give you a final message that might give you something different, right? So Spirit, what are your final messages for group 1 and their special gifts and abilities? Message for group 1, Spirit. All right, we got one. And it says bravery. Oh my gosh, yes. I agree 100%. It says explore your inner wild places. So yes, bravery. You have clearly demonstrated bravery. So much bravery, courage. I did say twice with these cards, fearlessness. And you, like, no F's given. Completely. You show up to life so brave and so in your face, like with so much love and so much truth and passion. That is who you are. Now again, if it doesn't resonate that you're this now, really see if you can tap into these energies, because this is just, it would be such wasted potential. Like, this is amazing energy. So see if you can tap into that, and your little mascot here, Gold, Doctor Strange, old soul, maybe do a little bit of introspective writing, meditating, whatever you have to do. I recommend, for those of you who don't feel too connected, to reach back into your roots with spirituality. So see if you can do some prayer and like I said, meditating on this stuff, and so that you can little by little begin to draw out this power. Because this is some, like, when you are able to you know, basically reach that potential, you're going to see the power. You're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. Now, of course, if this didn't resonate at all for you, you know, feel free to pick a different group, but that's what it's looking like, okay? So, big sigh after that group one. This was really powerful, really intense. Even I'm kind of like, whoa, like that was very overwhelming energy. Thank you for sharing that with me. Okay, so group one, that's what I have for you. I really hope that this helped, that it resonated. Let me know in the comments if it did. This was so good. This was really great to read, really fun to read. Let me know what's going on with you. Thank you so much for tuning in and for supporting my channel, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye. Hey everyone, this is the reading for those of you who chose group number 2, which is Guillotine. Let me see. Her head bobbles? Yeah, it does. For some reason I thought her head didn't bobble. Okay, so let's get right into the reading. Let me just shuffle first. Spirit, this is for group 2. Please provide us with clear guided messages for group 2 and their special abilities. Okay, so let's see what comes up here. Spirit, for group 2, Spirit, for group 2, what are their special abilities, gifts, and powers? Group 2, please, their special gifts, abilities, and powers. Ooh. Group 2, what are their special abilities, powers, and gifts? Did that flip? Okay, so as a start, oh my gosh, that's so powerful. Look at that. This is the Ten of Swords speaks of the end of a painful cycle. So already what that tells me is that one of your special abilities is that you are able to end people's suffering, and your own, by the way. You have that ability. So there people are, and there you were, suffering in pain, mentally, even could be physically, emotionally, stuff like that. And you are the one that is able to end that. Oh my gosh, what a start. Let's see. Spirit, what else? Group 2, special abilities, gifts, powers. Okay. Give me a second. All right. So you have the 6 of Cups. This actually came up in the first reading as well, and what I get from this is the same thing. It's an enormously compassionate heart, so very giving and pure. This was something similar from group 1, is definitely an old soul here, okay? So there's a lot of playfulness here, a lot of that innocence and joy of a child, at the same time being a very old soul, so you've been around for a long time. You do have a connection to the divine as well. But there's a lot of creativity here, with this card in particular. Even though this was the same card as in group 1, for you guys, I'm getting a lot of creativity here, a lot of, not just creativity, creation, right? We'll keep looking, but that's what I'm getting so far. Let's see. There's something with this color blue here. I'm gonna let you know what that means. But there's something with that baby blue color here. I think it's like celestial, basically. Let's see. Spirit, what else? What else for group 2? What are their special abilities, gifts, powers? Group 2. Okay, we also have, oh my gosh, you have the Tower. You must be quite a force, group 2. Okay, let me read that one first. So the Tower is an incredibly it's a card that causes a huge upheaval and transformation in whoever's life it enters, right? So you were able to do this. Again, I'm sensing it's for you and for other people. You have transformed to just a crazy degree. So I'm like, 1 year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, all different points of your life, you're a completely different person. Always evolving, always shattering that old foundation and building something new and better. That is, wow. That's a very unique ability. You're able to do that for other people too, or at least in your fullest potential, right? After you've healed yourself, because that's kind of what it requires prior. So you transform minds, you transform lives, you speak truth, you don't really, not that you don't care if it hurts, it's more like you would rather speak honesty and truth than to fluff things up and to lie. So yes, sometimes it might be a little jarring to people, but that's part of it, you know. So you're not afraid to create that within the world, within yourself or others. So you have the Chariot here. So especially if you're if you have healed and you're what you call it, like really reaching that potential, you're very decisive. You're very direct, straight to the point, and you're able to really move forward, particularly with your goals, right? So there you are in step 1. You're able to go right through, like straight through. Let's go. What's step 2? What's step 3? We're doing this, right? Not in an impulsive way, in a very calculated and smart way. Also with the Chariot, you definitely have, similar to group 1, you have this duality here because they had a different card. But with you, it's the black and white. You know, that yin-yang thing, that masculine, feminine, that light and dark. Ooh, that's intriguing. So yeah, you have a lot of that within you, that light and that darkness, and you're able to basically use both to your advantage whenever you need to. It's like, here's the jar for each one. You're able to dip your hand into whatever one for whatever fits your purpose. That's very, wow. That's like, that's intense. Not many people are able to do that and kind of stay and stay pure. A lot of the times it sort of corrupts people, but I'm not sensing that here. I'm sensing that you're able to fully utilize both sides of light and dark for a good purpose, though. There's still something else here with the Chariot. That blue keeps coming up. This one has stars on it. So yes, I am sensing a lot of like celestial, kind of like the bridge. Like, so if the Magician comes up, I wouldn't be surprised. So it's like that bridge and that conduit to be able to channel down the information or energies and forces from the divine. Wow. So here with there's like castles in the background. There's like this society in the background. So I don't know what you were in past lives, but yeah, it was very influential. There's a lot of wealth here in the background. I'm not sure if you touched that potential, but it's definitely there, whether it was in a past life or it's like part of your whole cycle of being. There's a lot of wealth and influence there. This blue keeps coming up. So one of the colors that for blue and its symbolism, there's many, so you might want to, you know, keep looking into it, but one of them I've known is for protection as well. I got like, it just reminds me of the sky blue, you know, so celestial, spiritual wisdom, protection, and I feel that you are protected, by the way. I feel that you are very protected by a lot of spirit guides. If that sounds familiar to you, some of the groups in my past readings, like I think it was the Ancestors one, that one was a thing too. So one of the groups there was very, very protected. We also have the Knight of Cups. So here, remember I said here, you're able to heal people's pain. This is a big part of it. So you're able to move people with your words. You're very poetic. So some of you might be a writer. Lots of compassion here. A lot of you are very, not all of you, I'm sensing that it's not all of you, but some of you are very affectionate and tender, right? Because that's the Knight of Cups kind of personality, has that as well. And by the way, that's what a lot of people find healing about you too, that ability. There's more blues here. Like, I never noticed it before. But for you guys, that's really just like, that color keeps drawing itself out. I don't know if that's your favorite color, some of you, but it just keeps coming out, and it's just very, I'm sensing a lot of like, it's protective is what I'm noticing from that. Wow. Spirit, what else for group 2? Ooh, did you see that? Okay, so you have the Ace of Swords. So you definitely influence people with truth, knowledge, clarity, and wisdom that you get directly from the divine. See? I did mention like being the bridge. There's a lot of grace about the way that you speak. You're very articulate. You're able to just like, oh, and that's so cool because if I'm not mistaken, the throat chakra is blue as well. So some of you might literally be good singers. good speakers, presenters, and just really good with your words and speech. Yes, and that is the throat chakra. So that's really cool, actually. So in your brightness, when like, now, if that's not the case for you, what I'm going to tell you is that when you clear up your throat chakra, right? When you brighten it, clear up all of the whatever, if there's like stuff all up in there, you're going to be shocked at what you're able to do with your ability to speak to others. Part of the throat chakra as well, I've heard in a Reiki class one time, was to speak your purpose. So I feel like a lot of you do have a very deep and profound humanitarian purpose out there, even though that's not the cards that came up yet, and I'm sure that they will, honestly. But it does have something to do with that, your ability to speak truth, speak directly to a person's soul. That's really powerful. It's not just like, hey, I'm speaking to your face. No, like I'm speaking to you and reaching you on a soul and a heart level. That's very deep. What else, Spirit, for group 2 and their special gifts, abilities, powers? I'm sensing for some of you, because I just wanted to follow up with that, for some of you with the throat thing, if there was something in your past that happened that was not so pleasant, if it was painful, if it was frightening, if it was traumatic, whatever the case, okay, your throat chakra might have been affected. I promise you that if you work on the throat chakra healing, okay, and that could be many things, if you work on the healing, you're going to be shocked at your ability to connect with people, and I mean, to influence people, and your amount of expression. Okay, so if you can exercise your throat chakra in any way, let's say if you can't do it in one way, try it in a different way to express it. You're going to be pleasantly surprised, and definitely let me know if something comes through with that. Oh my. Oh, look at how that's so beautiful. So we have the 10 of Cups. So there's a couple things with this one. So a lot of brightness, happiness. You're able to produce harmony in people's lives. Oh my gosh, like you're the peacemaker. Again, words, right? So it influences people, but it also calms them. It helps them to be able to see the each other's perspectives. You're able to just calm people down and get others to get along. Again, with the blue here. So yes, a lot of harmony, union, play, laughter, joy, all these wonderful emotions and pure forces. You're able to make other people feel at home. You have a sense of safety about you, so that probably means that you're very empathic. And some of you, it might be that people feel very comfortable to speak their innermost secrets to you or burdens, and they feel so comforted by you. Like they feel comfortable to speak to you is what I mean, right? Wow. All right, what else? Spirit, for group 2, their special gifts and abilities, group 2. That was a lot. Even more, let's see. Okay. I can see it already. This is so you. This is so you. Hold on. Okay. All right, so we have the 4 of Wands, which is very similar to this card over here. So your ability to create that sense of joy and love and balance. There's a lot of it's very fruitful, right? There's a lot of, I'm getting also the word fertility. I also got the last one too. So there's just there's so much abundance here, a lot of prosperity. I think I got did I get that here with wealth? I forget if I said that. So there's a lot of abundance and prosperity. There's a lot of creation here as well. So much joy in this card alone. And what's funny is there's more people. I never noticed it before, but there's more people in the background. So there's the 2 here. So not only do you create that joy, you spread it to other people. You're able to do this. If you don't feel that way now, know that you're able to do this. This is in your potential. So we have here, this is the 1111. So we'll see what else comes up, but this could be, speaking of basically a soulmate or a twin flame, or your ability to so like if some of you might feel like, oh, I don't have a soulmate, I don't have a twin flame, or whatever, this is showing that it's very much connected to you. So if you don't know them yet, it's probably out there. I'm gonna say safely it's out there. The same thing came up for group 1, but like it was very powerful there as well. So this one, we'll see what else comes up, but I feel like that's very strong. I feel that a lot of you are, I feel a lot of you are attracting your soulmate because of all of this goodness and all this light and power that you have. What else? There's just a lot of balance here. Now, I'm going to point out that a lot of you might not feel balanced currently, but in your potential, when you do your healing, you're enormously balanced. Remember, you do have the duality here. You're able to use your light and your darkness for whatever suits your purposes. You like, there might have been this upheaval, this up and down, and this chaos for you. There might have been a lot of pain, but like I said, you work on your healing. You're going to be amazed at your ability to balance out those energies, which is very useful because it makes you into a versatile person where you can pretty much do anything that you need to do. It's like not a jack of all trades exactly, but it's just very skilled and well-rounded. We have the Knight of Pentacles here. So when you have a task in mind, I felt it right then and there. You're so patient that it's inhuman. Your ability to have that task in mind, like, okay, I want to do this. You do literally whatever it takes. You never stop. It's like you don't even sleep. Yes, you sleep and you rest, but like, I'm talking about dreams that have lasted for longer than 10 years, kind of a determination here. So much persistence. You will walk that path and nobody will take you off that path, not even darkness itself. Oh my God. Whew, that is really what a great quality to have, So like whatever it is, you're able to set out on that path, on that journey, and you just keep going. And eventually, right, when the time is right, you will have that success and that fortune. Some of you already have. Now, kind of similar to that, we have the Hermit card. Look, you see the light again, the whole theme with that. So you're philosophers. You are one to look inward, to seek a lot of introspection, reflection, soul searching. That's just who you are. A lot of you might be introverts, okay? You tend to seek that knowledge and then you pour everything inward. You just seek it and you absorb all of it, okay? So that's what makes you so smart, so analytical. You're the kind of person to solve riddles, solve problems, and to figure stuff out. Rather than those people who kind of tend to like deflect problems and deflect blame. No, you're the person to figure things out. You're very wise, and again, old soul here, see? Definitely old soul. You've been around a while. We have here the 7 of Swords, okay? And we also have the Empress. So with the 7 of Swords, one of your skills is that you're able to remove yourself from danger. You're able to exit situations that don't serve you. You're able to let go of those burdens if they don't serve you, if they're holding you down. You do this easily and again, gracefully. You're able to do this without even being noticed. You're like a chameleon. That's funny. And then with the Empress, this is a lot of feminine, powerful energy here. So a lot of, I said before something about being a presenter. So yes, more grace here. There's more stars here on her crown, see? More grace, more brightness. There's the water in the background. There's the trees. So much, again, prosperity. And just like it keeps on showing abundance. There's the color red is coming up as well. Yeah, there's just this Empress is just very vibrant and able to connect, very connected to nature, able to connect to other people at a deep level. I think so I said before in one of these that people kind of pour their heart and soul out to you. And you don't even seem to mind it. Be careful with that one. For those of you who are very strong empaths, just be careful to protect yourself, which again, that the blue reminds me of. All you have to do is, you know, just make sure you protect your own energies, because then otherwise it like absorbs too much and then it becomes a curse, not a gift. So just wanted to put that out there. Let's see. Anything else for group 2? And their special abilities, gifts. I just wanted to share something real quick that my brain, like, I just got this strange sense of I lost track of time, and it felt like I just got washed over like a cloud. It was weird. I think that some of you might have had amnesia from a past life. Like you're unable to really recall that information, but you know the feeling. You might have deja vu a lot. You might be sort of constantly living the present moment, but it's as if you've lived this moment again and again and again, kind of like we're in a loop. So I'm not sure if that means that you're a very, very old soul, or I really honestly can't tell what that means right now, but I just figured I would say that because it just happened to me. We have the 9 of Cups and the Death card. Okay, so with the 9 of Cups, this is the wish fulfillment card. Okay, so again, blue, look, see, it just keeps popping up all over the place. So I am sensing a lot of fortune here, by the way, with this. Again, it comes up. So fortune, the ability to make your wishes come true, and not even that, but like also just being very blessed to begin with. So you were blessed when you were born. I did mention that there was a lot of pain in the beginning, okay? Now, that was part of your destiny, because it is through that pain that you really came up from it, and that you were able to transform that into these blessings. So there's so many more blessings to come, by the way. And it's probably having to do with this card over here, working on those goals. And then we have the Death card. So again, sort of like that past life feeling, rebirth. This is the rebirth card. Let's see what else. It's funny because like one of the things I did get from here as well was that there is a dark side to you. There is a darkness to you when it calls for it. But again, you're able to channel that into something very powerful and very bright. But just be careful. Be careful of that dark side because it's there. What else? Again, I'm seeing the blue. All right, this is just popping up all over the place. Do a little research on your own because it's going to mean different things for everybody. But see what you can find, and the color blue might pop up for you, and then maybe it'll give you some answers because it keeps coming up in every single card where it's trying to get my attention, and that doesn't usually happen so consistently. So from this, more purity here. What else? And I'm getting, for a lot of you, that there's a lot of artistic abilities as well, because I was drawn to the flower-looking thing over here. I honestly don't know what that is. But, yeah, a lot of artistic abilities. They're very unique artistic abilities. So you might be able to sort of draw or create something that was never created before. It's not like you're just copying the picture and tracing it out. No, you're able to create something out of nothing that wasn't there before. So let's get some cards here, and then I'll get a final affirmation card for you. Let me see if I want to clarify anything. I think yeah. Let's see if I can clarify. Can you clarify the 2 of Wands, Spirit? Ooh. Clarifying the 2 of Wands, we have the 8 of Pentacles. We have the 9 of Cups again. Holy moly. And we have the Queen of Swords. Okay, so I did say the thing about working really hard on a task. Over here, I talked about creating that kind of harmony and joy. And I think I said, for that one, I said abundance or whatever it was. There's like there's such a feeling of celebration here, and it's directly connected to this, that family joy. Now, what my first instinct was, it was a little unrelated exactly to the answer here, but what I got from that was that whatever it is that you're working on is going to bring you a ton of success. Okay, I know that's not necessarily like answering the question, but it came up, so I wanted to tell you. It's going to bring you a ton of success like you wouldn't believe. And therefore, it's going to create that harmony, that joy, that celebration, especially within the family unit. That's what it's showing. Or for whoever's around you, honestly. So yes, success, wish fulfillment, like crazy. Whatever it is that you're working on. So I already told you that you're incredibly hardworking. You have this actually came up in the previous group as well. Yours was different though, because this was like on another level, kind of determined, amazing. And so when you hyper focus into that thing that you're working on, that passion, that project, whatever it is, you're very successful when you come out of it. I feel like a lot of you are currently working on this goal. Some of you might be writing a book or working on a social media platform or doing some kind of a creative project. I mean, there's anything all over the map, right? Starting a business, it could be anything. So basically there's going to be so much success from there. And then you also had the Queen of Swords. So again, just confirming that you had the Ace of Swords, just confirming that you have that ability to speak your truth and to really influence people. Let me see if there's anything else from the Queen here. You guide people. Yes, you guide people with truth. You slash right through the BS that others might, create with the fog of that, but you cut right through that. You're able to see 10 steps ahead of most people, right? You're looking out into the future. You're able to see signs and everything. You're able to follow that intuition perfectly. Oh my God, that's awesome. Okay, what else can we clarify for you? Spirit, can you please clarify the Chariot card? Why is the Chariot here? Can you clarify the Chariot? Okay, so with the Chariot, I spoke of duality, and it came up again twice, or possibly a third time. So see, balance, perfect balance, generosity, helping those in need. Again, that color blue I'm seeing. Giving back. Wow, you're going to help so many people, especially with resources. Ah, that's awesome. So then duality over here. I did mention something about a soulmate, so the Two of Cups did come up. So within your energetic field, I feel a lot of you are attracting, if you haven't already met them, that you are attracting that soulmate, that perfect counterpart, that twin flame, whatever it is. So that's definitely out there. Someone who very much mirrors you. And then you have the Temperance. Okay, so remember I said right off the bat, the first card, you have the ability to heal suffering. You have the ability to create that reconciliation. It's such a tuning in to the spiritual guidance. So much intuition here. What else? There's another rainbow here. So there's so much peace and harmony just surrounding you. People feel better just by being around you. They feel guided towards you. They're attracted to you like a magnet. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. And finally, let's get one more. Oh wait, this popped up. I didn't even see it. Look, see the Five of Cups. So again, same thing. You were in pain. You were in loss and sorrow in the past. Others were too. But this is directly attached to it, see? You heal pain. You heal sorrow. You heal suffering. Ah, that's so amazing. I love that. Okay, so any final messages, Spirit, for Group 2 and their special abilities and powers, gifts? All right, so then finally we have, okay, this is kind of weird. This is a little spooky. this also came up as a final card in group number 1. For them, I said Aries. For you guys, I'm going to put it out there. I feel like you know an Aries or a fire sign that's very close to you. Someone that gives you a ton, I don't know, hey, I know this is about you, but this came up. So part of your special gifts and abilities, you did attract that soulmate, that strong presence. So this one, it's looking like there's a very strong masculine presence in your life that is just as determined as you are, that is helping you with your goals, that has your back, supports you, is just as dogged and determined, like I said. Very, very, has like that authoritative feel to them. Very spiritually wise as well. You guys really work well together if you're collaborating on something. You might be collaborating on some humanitarian goal together, which would be fantastic because there would be a lot of power. If you guys are interested in this energy, definitely check out group 1's reading. It was super intense. You guys are very similar. You might not know who the heck I'm talking about, and that's fine, but it is showing that you have that support. If not now already, then that's possibly referring to who you might meet, which is amazing. Let's get a final oracle card. I think, I forget the name. I think this was the Goddess Dream Oracle. I have to double check, but this is the oracle cards here. Just to get you a nice final word from Spirit. Spirit, what is your final message to group 2, please? Their special gifts and abilities. Group 2. Any final messages, Spirit? Oh, there we are. So you have self-love. Love yourself, right? So from this card, yes, it's all about love, that compassion. Again, the first card was speaking of that, your ability to heal yourself, and as a result, you have healed others. So much healing, love, compassion, their connection. There's an intense connection to the divine, animals, nature in this card. There's intuition with the moon. There's water here, again, with intuition, spiritual knowing. There's a lot of stars again. Where was it here? Okay. Was it? I think, yes. See, you have this beautiful theme of the stars, especially on the head area, the crown chakra. So do you know how powerful that is? Directly, it's like a lightning rod or like that transmitter for the divine energies, see? So you are very divine. And I did say in the beginning, I think I said celestial over here. So you're very connected to spirit, and they are using you as a conduit, they like you are that channel. So you're very open, and a lot of protection here. This card is blue too. So yes, you are able to be that channel that is flowing all of that force, the healing and the psychic force. This is really, really intense, group 2. Wow. Congratulations, because this is awesome. This is so powerful. So group 2, that's what I have for you. This was really, really fun to read. I didn't know what to expect, and I'm pleasantly surprised here. So if you feel it didn't resonate for you at all, please feel free to pick a different group, but that's what I have. Let me know in the comments what's going on with you, if it resonated. If you feel that some of it sounded familiar, but you're like, oh, that's not me. Again, explore. Just open up those channels, and you're going to be surprised at your own potential because it's here. Okay? Group 2, so thank you for sharing that energy with me. Connect with me in the comments. Thanks for tuning in, for supporting, and I will see you. I hope this helped, and I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye. Hey everyone, this is the reading for those of you who chose group number 3, which is Buzz Lightyear as Mrs. Nesbit. I think he's the only one that doesn't quite bobble because his head isn't here. So let's get right into your reading. Spirit, this is for group 3 and their special powers, abilities, or gifts. Please provide us with clear, guided messages for group 3 and their special ability, Spirit. Okay. So Spirit, for group 3, what are their special abilities, gifts, powers? Group 3, what are their special abilities, gifts, and powers? All right. You definitely made an entrance there. Didn't even have to really shuffle. You tend to make a grand, noticeable entrance, right? So let's see. All right, so we have the 8 of Swords. We have the 9 of Wands. So right there, what I'm seeing is that you're incredibly persistent. You have fought so many battles and you're still standing. See, you've been injured, you've been beaten up and just exhausted, and yet you're still standing. So you're a warrior. You're very powerful. I'm sensing a lot of physical power here and a lot of endurance. You have been able to come out of feeling completely trapped. You've been able to free yourself from, these prisons, whether it is emotionally or in reality. You've been able to still hold on to hope and something within your intuition that has saved you from that feeling. You've been able to completely, break chains, to break these bindings and to free yourself and to be able to see clearly even after that hell. A lot of you have been through hell, okay? And like I said, you're still standing, so bravo, okay? That's quite a strong start. You have the Knight of Cups and the Page of Cups, all right? So from there, being that these two are together, it's showing a lot of maturity. I think that this probably happened recently for a lot of you. So it's showing a lot of maturity and learning from your mistakes, right? You've grown up quite a bit, especially in recent times. You've really grown up. With the Knight of Cups, you are moving steadily again, right? From having that ability to learn from the past and from that, from the chaos from the past. You're able to move forward again. One of your abilities is that you do have the ability to connect with others. I mean, I was gonna say on an emotional level, but I feel like it's more of you have a lot of deep emotion within you and you use that as your guiding force, right? So there's that part. So let's see what else. Okay, so you have the Chariot. And and then you have the Four of Cups. And then you have the two of Cups. Okay. So let's see. I'm getting for a lot of you that there is a youthful energy about you. I'm not going to say that you're a young soul. I just feel like you've been through a lot. There might have been a lack of guidance in your life. There might have been like a shaky foundation where you grew up and you didn't have, you didn't have that stability. So that might have been it. So actually that makes perfect sense with like everything I just mentioned here. So we have, with the Chariot, this actually came up in group 2 as well. What I feel from you, though, for you guys, is that you have this ability to make a decision and completely charge towards it, right? So you have that goal, you set it in mind. Now I want to add that it might not always be the right decision, but to you it doesn't matter. You charge straight towards it with fierceness and aggression, to be able to achieve that goal, right? So there's a lot of determination there, a lot of power, force. When I say aggression, I just mean, you know, like a powerful force, right? I don't mean like in an angry way, although it could sometimes be that. So we have the Four of Cups. So from that, I am getting a little bit more of that. It's a lot of, it can be stubbornness, but for you guys, it's, yes, it is stubbornness. I'm not going to, you know, front about that. So, but for you guys, you do have that hard determination, and there's a lot of control behind you. You have that ability to really assert that control. Again, the only downside to that is that it's not always the right decision. But when you set your mind on something, you just go straight towards it, charge towards it. Nothing else matters. Get this done kind of a feeling. With the Two of Cups, again, we have more, it's like a lot of romance here. It's underneath the Knight of Cups. So there's a lot of romance, tenderness. This type of card, that soul thing came up actually in all three readings. So I'm not sure what it means for you yet, but we'll see. We'll clarify. But so what I'm sensing from there, yes, is a lot. You have a lot of love to give is what I'm sensing from that. You have a lot of love to pour out into whoever will receive it. Again, might not always be the right person that receives it, but you have an overflowing amount of love and tenderness to give. I'm sensing a lot of you do have struggles with your you know, with your bad habits or something with your darker side. I am sensing that here actually. And you've gotten swayed in the past. Yeah, that has to do with that decision making that I was mentioning. So that might be a downside here. So again, there's a little bit of a youthful energy here. So I'm not sure. Some of you, it just might be that you are, you know, in the younger bracket, or it just might be that some of you might be a little bit of a young soul. Not in a bad way. It's just, you know, versus really, really experienced people. There's still here, what it's showing here is that there's, okay, I'm gonna say it like this, like you've probably struggled with making a lot of mistakes in your past and not quite learning the first couple times around. And actually that's makes sense like with this. So that's why it's just been extra hard, because that's partially why, right? But it is showing that even though that happened, you pulled through. Maybe you fell down, you stood right back up again. So the resilience is unreal from you guys. You've been through quite a lot, and you're still standing tall. You're not even just standing, you're standing tall and in your power. So a lot of force there. Spirit, what else? For group 2, for group 3 and their special powers and abilities, please. Group 3. Okay, so yes, this came up in the second group as well, but for you guys, so I know that this is about abilities here, but I am sensing a lot of stuff coming up in addition to that. So it looks like there's been a lot of chaos that's followed in your life. Again, warrior, you know, strong force. You've been through chaos, and you've been able to step out of that rubble and make it through the other side. That's like, oh my gosh, like you see, like lightning strikes and fire and storms, and you've been able to lift your head above those waters. That's amazing. I was going to say that it just seems that chaos seems to follow you. Oh my god. That cycle will end though, by the way. I'm just letting you know that if that is the case, if you feel like it's the case, that cycle will end once you have your own inner healing from your own inner chaos. Because the outer world is a direct reflection. Anyway, let's see what else. Spirit, what else for group 3 and their special abilities? Look at that. Special abilities, gifts, powers. So right as I said that the chaos will end, you had the card of harmony. Isn't that something? So here's what I see. You're going to step out of the chaos. When the time is right, when you've learned, when you've developed, matured, really transformed, which will happen very soon, I'm sensing, even though it's not to do with this reading. You're going to come out of that. Harmony, union, and joy is coming for you, is waiting for you on the other side. In fact, it wants to reach you. I feel like that dogged and stubborn part of you might have been delaying that a little bit, but it's coming. And I feel like you're softening. I feel like with this, you've softened a lot. One cannot go through all of this without, you know, kind of, your heart grew even bigger, you know? So you've softened, and you realize the effect of like that hardening from before. Because before, for a long time in your life, you were hardened because of everything that you went through. You know, it was a lot. Okay. Spirit, what else for group 3? What are their special abilities, gifts, powers? So we have the Ace of Swords. We have the Ace of Swords. We have the Page of Swords. Again, that page came up twice already, you see. So that's why I'm definitely getting that youthful vibe. And you had the Knight. You haven't had a King or Queen yet. It might come up, though. So you have the Page of Swords this time. So I feel like with that, again, not really related to the abilities, but I have to say it now. I feel like very soon you're going to have a completely new way of thinking. So that, I guess that's part of your abilities, is that what I'm sensing from you is that you're very adaptable. Definitely someone who goes with the flow, rolls with the punches, is able to just stand right back up again, dust themselves off, and keep going, right? That's resilience, that's adaptability, and just being able to have that fresh perspective on things. So you tend to have that about you. So that's where that youthful energy is definitely a huge advantage, because you have fresh perspectives all the time. You're able to like really open your eyes the next day and be like, yes, like I can see it this way. Like I'm gonna embark on it this way. I'm gonna embark on a new journey. You have the Judgment card. That came up in the first reading as well, but for you, in this case, let's see. Again, the youthful thing. I'm sensing that, honestly, I think for some of you, I don't sense that you're immature. I just sense that there's something about your spirit that is quite new in a pure way. Because for you guys, I'm drawn to the child in the center here rather than anything else. I sense an eagerness to you. Like, I want to learn. I want to be here. I want a fresh start. All that, you know, I want to reach out and grasp those gifts. I want to reach out and grasp those opportunities and receive these blessings, and to, you know, finally, like, being ready to surrender all of that stuff from the past, all the pain from the past. Okay, good. So that's strong. Let's see. Let's see. Am I going to clarify anything? Hold on. Spirit, anything else for group 3 and their special abilities, powers, gifts? Ooh. See, you really have such a presence to you. Like, you're so fiery. Again, sometimes it might be like impulsivity, but there's a lot of like just force. Definitely a lot of fearlessness. Again, that is something that came up in group 1, but for you guys, it's just like, boom, like, I don't give a crap. Like, I'm here. A lot of stuff going on. So what do I read first? Okay, so we have the Hierophant. With that one, I feel that there's a lot of wisdom with this card. This one specifically speaks of spiritual teachings, right? Or like the effect within a community of some kind. So what I'm sensing from that is you have a lot of love to give and you have a lot of wisdom to teach. So like with all the crap that you've been through, might I add, without any guidance, you know, you lacked that support in your life. You didn't have that person to hold your hand throughout your life to tell you all these things. You learned all of that on your own. And you want to spread that knowledge. You want to spread that wisdom. You do learn from others, though. You are, you know, very willing and eager to take that and embrace that knowledge from other people so that you can grow from it. Okay, we have, see, again, you know, you've been through so much pain. You've been through so much heartache, but you've learned from it. You've really evolved because of it. Although I do sense that for a long time it was buried within yourself, you know, and it was really, really hard for you to bring that out. But you had the courage to be able to bring it out eventually. Oh my God, look, see? Oh, goodness. A lot of you lost someone who is close to you. This possibly could have happened early in life. You lost, you know, possibly a family member, maybe a best friend, something like that. You know, and it hit you it hit you so hard. And like I said, you know, it was hell before. It was a nightmare before. And the fact that you came out of that fiery chaos is just like, it's commendable, you know. Let's see what else here. It keeps going. Look, see? You fight for yourself. You stand up for yourself, even for others. You stand up for a cause. I'm not sure, like, I think it might be a humanitarian cause. I'm not sure. But you stand up. You fight. Even if it's like an unexpected battle, you're there. You show up and you do it. And you're not afraid, by the way. You help others who are in battles as well. Like, if you see that it's going on, you're like, no, I'm gonna jump in here. This wasn't even my fight. I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna save this person. I'm gonna help this person. Oh my gosh, very noble. Oh, look at that. The Sun card. See, again, I'm drawn to that baby there, that child. You have such brightness, purity, a new bright face about you, spiritually speaking and physically speaking, you know, just such brightness, such beauty. I'm definitely sensing a lot of beauty. For you guys, I'm sensing, this didn't come up in the other groups because it just wasn't a thing. But for you guys, I'm sensing a lot of aesthetic beauty, you know, like having a beautiful face or like a golden vibe, a golden aura type of a thing. That's very eye-catching to people, and they're drawn to you, not just because of your looks, but because of your whole package, your whole vibe, okay? There's the sun and the sunflowers here. There's the white horse here. Again, just purity, innocence, and that newness. That's so nice, that freshness. Okay, so you had it here as well. You had the Two of Cups, and then you have the Lovers. So yeah, this is a theme. All of the three groups had this. One was stronger than the other, but here it's very strong actually because you have both. I think that's pretty unique to group 3. You have both. So basically, it does speak of your own sense of duality and your balance between masculine and feminine. It also, okay, yes, that's what it means. It also speaks of that you have a very powerful soulmate or twin flame connection out there. If you have met this person already, you know what I mean, and you're just, it's like this feeling. You're completely like stunned, shocked, shaken by this person. Right? Now, this is funny that this is coming up. You guys in group 3, if it's a twin flame connection, I'm sensing that you're the younger twin, or like the runner twin. I've never spoken directly to a runner. This is really weird. But I'm going to put it out there like that. So you might know what I'm talking about. If that's the case for you, this might not be relevant to you. But if it is, if you're in a twin flame connection, it looks like you're the one who was the runner. Okay, that's actually pretty interesting. It's pretty cool. What else? So let's see. It's very, very, very powerful, very loving and intense. Okay, I'm getting all chills here. There's intensity here. Very, like a lot of fire there, a lot of magnetism, a lot of influence between the both of you. Oh my goodness. So if you haven't met them yet, they're out there. It's totally there. I sense it. And if you have met them, you already feel exactly what I'm talking about. And again, it just speaks of the balance within you, your ability to really balance out your light and your dark aspects. That also came up in group 2 with this. See? So it looks like this is the connection to the other group, actually. So it sounds very similar. Then your final cards here. Okay, so you have the Moon card. See? The Pisces there. So with the Moon card, again, you've been in a lot of darkness, anxiety, fear, mystery in your life, but it all brightens up when you heal. All of that completely brightens up, but it's just that you've been struggling with this year for most of your life, and now it's starting to clear up. See, you're standing in your power. You were able to take yourself out from all of this crap and stand in such beauty, golden power, and abundance, prosperity now. Maybe you're doing well for yourself now, or you're starting to. With that, see, things have balanced out. And not only that, it's balanced out for you, and you're helping other people to become balanced. Look at that. You really care. You really, really care about your fellow person. Because you've been there. You know, you've been on the end of lack. Some of you, it might have been like extreme financial hardship, poverty, you know, scarcity, whatever. And you know what that feels like. That was part of this as well. So you know what that feels like. And you're at the point now, or you're starting to, where you're giving back to those who are suffering in that way. That's so beautiful. So very beautiful. And then you have the Three of Pentacles. You tend to, let me see. That's interesting. I was going to say that you tend to work very well with others, but I'm getting something else from here. Okay. This is only for some of you, okay? It's not going to resonate for all, but I have to say it. For those of you in group 3, what I'm sensing here is that coming up for you very soon, you're going to be in the midst of this collaboration, literally with 2 other people, and you're all going to have a common goal and purpose. I really don't know what it is. Again, it might be humanitarian causes. It probably is. And this is really funny to me because the people that I'm sensing are the ones from earlier, the groups 1 and 2. So I think it would be really funny if that ended up happening. So if you want, if you're very curious, watch groups 1 and 2, and you're going to see exactly what I mean. You guys have very similar purposes, humanitarian paths in this lifetime. And what, come to think of it, you have that on the Judgment card. And I did say that you were the baby, like you were the young one. But there's 3 beings on this card, and that is what I'm sensing. And there's two masculine and 1 feminine here. There's, wow. Again, that won't resonate for all of you, but let me finish and then I'll go back to the general. So yes, that is what I'm seeing here. I see you collaborating with these 2 people and having a very strong bond, friendship, and even love between among all of you. It's very, very powerful stuff here. It's like there's a lot of love and passion, and then with one of them, it's like I'm getting the word brotherly for a lot of you. If you're not you know, it could be sisterly, like whatever. I'm just getting that word. I had to say that. Anyway, if that's not resonating with you, if that's not the case, then yes, it does mean that you work very well with others. You collaborate on a common goal, purpose, and it's very important to you. And you only care about the goal. You don't care about ego, or at least not in this stage of your life. You don't care about ego. You just want the goal to be accomplished, and so that it, like, the ultimate purpose of helping others. Whew, wow, this is amazing. All of these readings were freaking great. Let's see if anything else comes up for you. I'm so glad that I did this reading. I wasn't sure what was going to come up, but that's the best kind of reading, isn't it? Okay, so Spirit, let's see what we can you please clarify the Judgment card? Okay, clarifying the Judgment card. Okay. In this energy that you're in now, okay, I'm going to just put it direct to the point. You're in an energy now of rebirth, okay? When you are reborn, you're going to see your abilities, your power, your force, your focus. It's going to, like, burst open a good tenfold of what it was before. You're able to do that. That is you. You are able to transform like that, literally overnight sometimes, like where you just feel like a completely different person. That's what's coming up for you, okay? And along with that, you have this goal here that's about to come into fruition. It might take some more time, yes, but you've been working on something, or you will be working on something, and you're going to see the fruits of your labor. Where did it go? Yes, here it is. This came up again. Okay, so you're really standing in your power. You're feeling good. You're feeling whole and complete by yourself. Very abundant. This is new for you. You have felt change to something or someone for quite some time, most of you. And you're really coming into a lot of prosperity, both in the real world and emotionally, mentally. There's a lot of clarity that hit you very recently. Okay, so clarity and truth. And I feel like you're speaking your truth a lot more lately, which is great. And finally, you have the Queen of Pentacles, okay? So more Pentacles energy there. You're taking care of yourself again. You are still taking care of others, but you're finally taking care of yourself and your needs and your wants. And you are feeling a little bit better financially, feeling a little bit more stable nowadays. But yes. Oh, I totally almost forgot to say that. I almost skipped it. You see, I mentioned before the court cards. The queens came up. So you've grown the hell up. You really, really have. Because you had the 2 pages over here. You had the knight. You had the thing over here where it's like a little bit blocked up and stuff. And then you had like all the children, all the babies coming up to see you. So you've really, really matured. Now, the king didn't come up, but that doesn't mean the king is... The queen and the king are the 2 most mature energies. And in your case, there's a lot of feminine energy here. Even if you're a male, it's just like a very feminine and soft side of you. One of truth and clarity and directness and, just cutting straight to the point now and being decisive about things in a healthy way. And then again, more abundance, prosperity, and really taking care. Okay, so that's beautiful. Let's look at a final oracle. I think this is the Goddess Dream Oracle deck. Just to get a nice affirmation word for you. I love how the reading only had 3 groups and yet it's turning out to be longer than my 4 groups. Oh boy, I really went in. Spirit, any final messages for group 3, please? Any final messages for group 3? Yes, thank you. Okay, good. So we have self-exploration, fairy tales, and myths. Okay, so, whoa, there's so much wildness to you. You're a wild child. You are someone who was born in the earth, so to speak, Like, you connect so powerfully to nature, especially the forest. You're one of those people that could have even run barefoot through the woods, letting the moonlight guide you. Here I'm very drawn to the shadowy aspects here. So again, just be cautious of that, just falling into darkness sometimes, but there's so much brightness. There's the moon, there's these stars, another moon here. So yes, this wilderness could be, having that strong connection to nature, to animals, to those pure energies of life, more abundance here. There's green here. There's rebirth here. I'm seeing with these leaves on her shirt, like see the leaves and the green. Those leaves in green means rebirth. And again, there's more trees in the background, more animals here. I feel that, oh my God, yes. Oh, I just had to say this. I feel that many of you now are being guided back home. Because I know this is random, but I am very called to say this. It might not resonate for all. But I feel like those of you who have been feeling like you've been lost in these woods for a long time, that you're being called back home. You are finally being guided back home to that light. You're guided by the moonlight. Eventually the sun will come up, right? But you're being guided back home to where you belong. And weirdly, I feel like it might have to actually do with this. Again, not resonating for all, but if this resonates for you, you probably know who these people are already. I feel like that might be the case. I feel like you might be the one. I know it's so random, right? But I feel like you might be the one to offer some kind of friendship towards these people and work together on something very complex but very life-changing, very life-altering, and something with such a noble purpose, with humanity, with humanitarianism. Wow, I know, very, very off course there, but I just had to say that. So if it doesn't resonate for you, then that's fine. But yes, you're just very connected to the earth and to nature elements, and like an earthy vibe to you. I'm not sure if there like a zodiac sign didn't really pop up to me, but yes, here it did. Just very earthy. Well, a Pisces did come up. I'm not sure, and a Cancer as well. Anyway, so group 3, this was awesome. This was very beautiful. I really enjoyed this spread. So that's what I have for you. I hope that this helped. If it didn't resonate at all, feel free to check out the other groups, just, you know, or to pick another group. I really hope that this helped, that you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for tuning in, for supporting my channel. And let me know in the comments, you know, if this resonated and what's going on with you. All right. You guys' group, this was the only group that I got some future predictions. Very random, yes. The other groups I didn't do that, but with you guys, I felt very called to give you that message. Spirit was using me to channel all of that, and there it is. Okay. Let me know in the comments if that resonated for you, anything that I said today. Okay. Thank you again for tuning in, Group 3. Good luck with everything, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye.